Good morning and good night. Thanks again for downloading the Body Snatchers podcast. And when you listen, stream, or download straight to your device, Castbox is your best option. Remember, if you like what you hear today, don't forget to subscribe and comment. So let's get started. Enjoy the show.
All right, guys. Good morning, good night. Thank you for choosing the Body Snatchers podcast. Tino here, hanging out with Steven. Today we have a special guest, Wesley. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, Tino?
Chilling.
What's up?
Chilling. If you can't tell by our elaborate backgrounds, we're going to be discussing One Piece today.
Well,
nothing really.
Mine. I'm not cool enough.
No. I'll find a way to tie in the background by the end of the show. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all.
All right.
And before we start diving into stuff and getting to know a little bit about Wesley, make sure you guys head over to bodysnatcherspodcast.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all that fun stuff. Sign up for our Patreon account and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. If you need a little bit of an incentive, we are going to be doing a giveaway, I think in a couple of days. 3 days, 4 days, for Jump Force as well as Kingdom Hearts 3. Even though it came out, we're giving you the option. So why not? You know, some people out there broke. Some people need to come up. Let us help you. Now, Wesley, I'm curious. How did you find us?
Oh, well, I was thinking about getting on the podcast one day, trying to, get through the workday. I have an office job, so getting through podcasts helps you get through the day. And I was on Spotify and I was just looking for, like nerd podcasts, and I came across your review for the Brawley movie that just came out, and
Nice.
I was kind of enamored. Like I couldn't turn away from your podcast after that. I think I listened to a good dozen within like 4 days.
Actually,
It sounds good. It's like
I
my friends
appreciate
talking
that.
shit.
Yeah, you found one pretty good because Tino's now the nerdiest person we both know. Just look at his glasses.
I mean, my nerd level's pretty high. I try to. You can't tell, but it's up there.
it's all good.
Yeah,
man.
you
It's
got
all
you got to
good.
be nerdy. You got to be nerdy, and you got to have a level of pettiness to go with it. And Tino excels in both.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
petty is as petty does.
I like the way this guy thinks. And are you from Chicago? Did I read that right?
Well, I'm living in Chicago now, but I'm originally from Maryland, like right outside of DC.
Oh, nice. That's what's up. I've passed through Maryland before. I never had the chance to sit down and embrace
Maryland's
it.
an awkward state, but we're proud people. It's like,
I'll
we're
give you
too
that.
high to be in the South, too low to be in the North. No one knows what to call us.
Like a happy medium. I got it.
Yeah.
So, One Piece. I did a short YouTube type of show maybe almost a year ago. Basically just trying to get people to give One Piece a chance. Despite its popularity, it gets more crap in the anime community than I think any other anime. And it's wild because most people who are giving it crap have never made it through a couple of episodes. They haven't really given it a chance. I think it's fair to say anybody who's a One Piece fan doesn't hate the show. Or I should say has powered through the series, doesn't hate it. I've never met anybody who went through, let's say 100 episodes and oh, this is awful. Never seen that before.
Now, I've had people get tired of it before. It is a pretty long series, but this is one thing I've said for years. You got to earn how good One Piece is. Things don't really get, really interesting until Water 7. And that's a good, 300 episodes in, give or take? I may be a little off.
I mean, I'd argue and say it gets good before that, but I mean, yeah, around 300.
I mean, that's just when things hit the fan for me,
Oh yeah, no. That's definitely a huge bump in the story for sure. But I mean, it just gets that much better. Now, with any long-running anime, just to kind of defend One Piece again a little bit, I think that you do need to take a break here and there. It's not necessarily that the show is burnt out or outgrown itself or anything. I just think any of them, even Naruto, or Bleach, I remember going through back to back to back to back, and once you're 100, 200 episodes in, you're like, all right, I need a moment. I need to breathe.
Yeah, take a couple months off, let some episodes build up.
Exactly.
Yeah, those arcs are so long to where I just got done with 575, and that's the end of the dub stream. So now I got to go into the way it's supposed to be watched. But it took me so long to get there because those arcs are some of them are 70 episodes long. I mean, it's really hard to stay in one place that long. That's how I
It is.
imagine how people who read books feel. You're just in one place for so long, and you just keep going.
I only read my books in Braille, so
No, you're fancy.
just like
Talent.
just so I can capitalize on what I do and don't do. So I wore this Dragon Ball shirt, which is a dope shirt, but really I wore it because I think that a large part of the community that bashes One Piece happens to be Dragon Ball fans, and I think that's a little bit ironic. Anybody agree? Disagree?
Because it's the same thing pretty much.
Now, we're not talking like your general anime fans who happen to also like Dragon Ball. I'm referring to just Dragon Ball fans, people who have, stepped into the waters of anime as far as Dragon Ball Z is concerned, and anything else they kind of just, I don't want anything to do with
You're
this.
probably talking about Toonami fans, right?
I mean,
It might be like a good portion. Although
Yeah.
I did first get one of my introductions into One Piece through Toonami. I think it was when it was still coming on Saturdays, and I was watching like the early dub episodes. And then I spent like an entire summer catching up with the sub. But yeah,
fair enough. Fair
Well,
enough.
I noticed something about anime fans is they really like to have things to hate. And if they see low hanging fruit, they'll take it all day. And then other people see low hanging fruit, so they'll go with them. And then all of a sudden, you got this big post about how trash One Piece is, and between all of them, you haven't seen 10 episodes. So it's like, what are you getting? And they're like, oh, it's trash. And then they'll just repeat something that they heard on a forum or somewhere that, it's regurgitated. It's the same thing as this anime, or it's like this anime, but this anime is better. You should go watch that. And because of that, I came late to the game. Like, I should have been watching this when I started Dragon Ball Z, which I came late to that too. But everyone just hates this anime so much, but they know nothing about it. It just baffles me. Like, I feel the same way about Gats. I know a lot of people haven't seen Gats the anime, and all they've seen is Netflix. And the manga fans here or there, nothing's better than the manga to them because they're so superior. But the anime is actually really good, but everyone will say it's trash because of the way it looks, and they haven't watched it. They haven't experienced it. Anime comes with a story, not just what you see. So if you haven't experienced it, then why are you calling it names?
yeah, like if you don't know everything that's going on within this story, you can't really judge it. Like there's been slow burns to like all the big reveals in the show so far, and I think that's what's really, made it so great.
Yeah, I would agree. For years, personally, I hated on One Piece. I absolutely hated it, but I had never really absorbed it. I had given it a chance, and I just couldn't get past the first 10 episodes. It was like killing me. Kind of like, are you familiar with Hunter x Hunter at all, Wesley?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was
So
about to say
Hunter
that.
x
I remember
Hunter,
you hating on that too.
yeah, and it's just it's an amazing anime. Like once you finally get through it, but the first 3 to 5 episodes are really tough because it's
Yeah, they're a
normal.
little hard to get into.
The
I think
pacing is
I like picked a couple random episodes of Hunter x Hunter to like just start on Netflix. I think it was like episode 70 or something. It was like well into the Chimera Ant arc, and
yeah.
I just watched like 3 or 4 episodes of that, and I was like, okay, I can start this from the beginning and like see how this builds up. And I ended up watching the whole thing in like a good 2 months.
Okay. 2 months, man. It took me like 5 days. But I
Well,
have
you
problems.
got to space it out.
Yeah, I have problems. I hit the go button and I just keep hitting it until I've powered through the whole anime, and then I'm sad. And then I look for
I think
manga.
2 weeks is fast for me. And you go in a couple days. And I remember I finished Hunter x Hunter before you, and I was sending you posts and sending you messages and posting on the Body Snatchers Instagram, and I was telling you got to check it out because all we've heard, just like One Piece, is people bashing it, and it doesn't make sense. The only reason I
Well,
checked it out is because it's always in the popular section. It's always in the top.
the reason for that between you and I was because I happened to be watching One Piece at the time, which had much more content, as you can imagine, than Hunter x Hunter. No offense, it's still an amazing anime. But yeah, like going back to the point of what I'm saying, like One Piece it really turned me off with the way that it looked initially. And what's wild is like when I look at it now, after being absorbed into it, like I can't see it even if I try to the way that I did before. If that makes sense. Like I looked at it, I was like, not for me. And then once you get into the story, like it just everything changes. The
No,
fights.
man, you fall in love with these characters, and that's what like changes your view of this story. Like they go through every character's backstory so many times that you can't help but connect with them in a way. You agree?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. And another thing I
Definitely. They
like
put a
about
lot
this
of time
series
into them.
is
I know these characters better than my own mom.
despite the amount of episodes that are out and manga and everything, like the filler arcs are minimal. There's really not a lot. Like it's they
Yeah, because the
generally
main
go
arcs are so long.
Yeah.
right, but I mean
I mean, but it's a good problem, let me say.
no, absolutely. Like I can't stand, an anime where they will give you 20 episodes of fillers, just to make up time. One Piece, maybe 3. I think the worst I've come across was maybe 5, and that's not too bad. And the movies are good too. I don't know if either one of you guys have checked them out, but the movies are also pretty good. I haven't watched them all, but maybe about half of them.
Yeah, I've seen a good amount. I can't say I've seen them all though.
I think
How many is there?
I think there's
I think there's like 12.
13, 12 or 13.
Whoa.
I could
Yeah,
be mistaken. Yeah,
Well,
they
I
I've
got
just
watched
quite
at
a
finished
few.
the
least 4 or
dub.
5.
I finished the dub. I should probably go back and watch those movies. Or are they all not in dub?
No, you could. They're all not in
I'd say
dub,
most of
but
them should be.
I think the newest one I don't think is in dub yet, to my knowledge. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to
Wasn't
look
that
into it.
Gold, One Piece Gold? Because I remember seeing that as a special showing in a theater.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah,
So we'll fact check later. If we're wrong, we're wrong. But we're just going off top here.
yeah.
Uh, but man, like, another thing that's wild is the way that they put this all together. Like Z Fighters, relatively quickly, you kind of get the whole squad. I mean, until like way down the road when they rearrange things a bit. But
Mm-hmm.
with One Piece, it took a long time to get the whole like official crew together, and it was awesome the way that it was done.
Got to find the right crew, man. You need the right people that believe that Luffy's going to be the Pirate King.
Yeah. I mean his just his attitude, it's a little bit annoying at first when you first see him. He's over the top, he's in your face, he's a great fighter, but what I really like about it is, he's learning life lessons aggressively all the time. Whether it be taking an L in a fight, which he takes a lot of L's and he gets his
A
share
good
of
amount,
W's.
yeah.
But which, not to get off subject, but that's
Mm-hmm.
nice for an anime character. I hate when an anime character breezes through everybody until they get to one person, and then there's that huge struggle where, and then he finds some hidden power. Like that doesn't really happen a lot in One Piece. Like he
Well,
takes his
think of
L and
Mm-hmm.
there'll be a fight down the road, where maybe he's come back, or maybe somebody else defeats him, or he gets help, or there's a technicality as to why he wins. That's so much better.
think
Writing
about
wise.
how bad that would be if you went through a story arc like One Piece 50 or 60 episodes and he was just OP the last 2 episodes. That's all you got.
Yeah,
It's just him just wiping it with the boss, and then they just move on to the next story.
true.
You need that.
Yeah.
And I just the way that everything was built kind of just everything kind of levels itself out a little bit in a way. So like you've got the devil fruit, which these fruits that appear in the world, somebody eats them and it basically grants you some sort of ability. You don't know what the hell it's going to be,
You're pretty much a
but
god after you eat a devil fruit.
you kind of,
Yeah.
except some powers are far superior to others, like, and
Right? They turn you into a giraffe.
yeah. Or the Logia types, there's just like a lot of stuff going on. Or for instance, with Ace's fruit versus General Akainu, like
Oh yeah.
there's same types, super similar, but some trump others, and that's just the way that it is. And also you lose the ability to swim, which is ironic because they're on the ocean,
Pirates.
everybody's pirates. Yeah. So at first glance, before you get into the series, you think it's going to be crap, but they find ways over and over to bring in the fact that devil fruit has these conditions with it. It's not going to be awesome for everybody. And for most users, or the way that it's supposed to be, you can only have one devil fruit at a time. There's an exception to that. So the people who get into this, with Teach, God, I hate that guy. He's so easy to hate.
Don't we all? Like he turned on so many people, and he's done nothing but come up since.
Man,
And you gotta like respect him but hate him at the same time.
yeah, I mean,
Because he's just living that pirate's dream,
I don't want to know. It upsets me so much. God, and I think we should actually touch base a little bit on some of the actual content in there. I'm not against that at all.
Oh yeah, how are we going current?
I would say let's keep in line with the first like maybe 400 episodes. because that's a lot. Like
Okay.
keeping the
Yeah.
viewers in mind. I'm like, I mean, I don't want you guys. I
I
don't want.
mean,
I don't want
we're
to
at
tell you
like
about something.
episode 900 or so now.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and there's no sign of it stopping soon. They said that there's still plenty of story for plenty of seasons, plenty of issues of the manga to come out, which is kind of a good thing, you know. Like
I'm ready.
I want it to have a beautiful ending, but like I'm not ready to let it go. Like once you get invested, you're like, well, you know, maybe not
What
yet.
kind of ending can you do with 900 plus episodes when it looks like you're going over 1,000? What kind of ending can you have to justify that?
This motherfucker better become pirate.
It better be satisfying.
It better be satisfying. That ending better be 30 episodes long.
But there's little things though. Like it's not just that the individual writing per character is good, but just the way that everything is kind of implemented. So for instance, in the very beginning, we see somebody use hockey, and we didn't know that he was using hockey at the time. We had absolutely no idea. We thought it was just a
That's
cool,
true.
intense scene. And about 450 episodes later, they're like, hey, hockey is a thing. And here's a flashback of a light example of it being used. It's always been around. And I was like,
One Piece is good for those callbacks. Like, they will go back and reference an episode at any given chance to like give you a better sense of the story.
well, it's awesome because let's compare it to Dragon Ball Z since I'm taking shots at it today. I'm wearing the shirt.
All
Don't
right.
worry. I'm still a fan. But with Dragon Ball Z, you know, you get for power-ups and stuff, they're just general unheard of ass pulls. You know, like Super Saiyan is probably the only one where like they kind of lightly touch base on a Saiyan fairy tale story that Frieza was worried about, and then boom, like here it was. But everything else was kind of like an ass pull. Somebody's angry, there's this new transformation, and okay, we've never seen that before.
They
One
somehow
Piece,
unlock a higher power level, you know.
yeah, I'm really mad, so I'm transforming. But like One Piece just doesn't go about that, you know. Like I love that they can go back and reflect on something that you've seen, but not like let's talk about hockey,
Okay.
or even like the Gum Gum fruit or whatever. Like a lot of his abilities and his transformations, like he had it the whole time. He's just developed them a little bit better. He's got a little bit more control over them. He's utilizing them differently, and in conjunction with hockey and creating his his new gears, and like that's way cooler to me. It's a lot more interesting.
Well,
Agree or
that's the thing
disagree?
about devil fruits. Like it's been proven that, they're as strong as how you use them.
Right. I'd say so. What's what's your guys' favorite devil fruit so far?
Oof. That's a tough one. Mm,
I would have to say Graybeards.
Graybeards. I could punch you in the mouth for saying it that way.
did you really say
What
Graybeard just now?
Did you really?
what was it?
What
Yeah,
a
what's
poser. What's his name?
Wow.
Oh my god.
his name is
What,
Graybeard, right?
Wesley, if you would like a
Ed-
job,
I'll take a job. I mean, Edward Newgate. Can you elaborate on that? I think it's Whitebeard, actually. Come on.
right? What's the
Oh, what I
color
say,
of his
Graybeard? Same thing. I got bad contrast on my TV. What do you want?
What I say? Listen, Graybeard, you knew goddamn well.
You can
it
read
was
subtitles.
What?
You know it's Whitebeard.
Oh, I turn them off. I don't watch with the subtitles. I'm dubbed.
Speaking of which, the Japanese voice actor for Whitebeard actually recently just passed.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah, I saw that.
So-
Someone posted it.
Yeah, sad face.
That's sad.
Whitebeard was
Sad
dope.
face.
Whitebeard was super dope. Okay, so who's your favorite member on the crew?
Zoro. I love a good swordsman.
Yeah, Zoro.
Wesley, we didn't get your. My bad. I'm out moving along so fast. We didn't even get your favorite fruit, did we?
I have to go with Ace's flame fruit.
Yeah, what was the
I can't lie.
Mara fruit? I think.
Yeah, Mara. Yeah.
Don't feel bad. On Twitter, one time I called it the flame fruit at like 3 a.m. and I got destroyed.
Ooh.
I like how
Yeah,
people call
fucking
you out on
bullshit.
your typos on Twitter.
The internet's unforgivable. That's just what it is.
Like, did you say flame fruit? Get the fuck out of here, bro. I was like, hey, I just give me a. I was tired.
Correction,
Yeah, okay.
Mara no
Right.
me.
And petty ass Twitter. Twitter doesn't want you to edit nothing. You sit in that. You sit in that or you delete it.
They're so aggressive. Like, I had somebody yell at me last week. I forget her name off the top of my head, but the Broly movie? God damn it, the green chick. What was her name again?
Chilai, something like that.
Yeah, well, whatever the hell her name was.
Yeah.
I had at the time I was like super invested, so it was on the tip of my tongue, and I used the the name from the subtitled version. Like that's what I had watched first. I think I watched it twice before I actually saw the movie
Hmm.
in the English dub. And I had made a post about it being really cool and that she was a better character than I thought she was going to be. And people were upset because they were like, "Oh, well, actually, it's spelled like this." And I was like, "You mean the English subtitle version?" Because I mean, that's what I said.
Why can't both be valid?
That's what I'm saying. Like, does that make you feel better? Like, I can't remember her name 2 weeks later because that's how irrelevant she is to me. But I mean,
No, there's just people that want
I
to one
wasn't.
up you. That's it.
That's the world that we live in, Steven's world with graybeard.
I misspell all the time, but luckily no one calls me out. It's only you for some reason.
You know, if you're still
Then you
looking for
gotta
another host, I'm
apologize.
available.
Thank you. I'll definitely keep that in mind. So kind of moving along here, the development of all these characters, I think it's pretty cool because they have all these backstories. They build them up and kind of, yeah, and this isn't an accurate number by any means, but like let's say like every 50 to 100 episodes, like somebody joins Luffy's crew permanently. I want you to
Yeah.
join my crew, and then they're like, okay, and then whatever, they're on the crew, in the crew rather, and once you've kind of fallen in love with everybody, at some point in the series, the crew takes a very, very powerful L. Like they're
Mm.
completely separated. Things happen. There's your time skip, I guess you would say,
Yeah.
and they all come back with just like amazing power sets, and they spent a lot of time. Like it's not like let's say Fairy Tale, another great anime. I love it, but last time I did a time skip in Fairy Tale, like boom, everybody came back. It's been I think a year, and they're like everybody's stronger just cuz, and they're all using their abilities. But in One Piece, like they actually took the time to
To
show
show
the
everybody's progression.
yeah, the training that they were going through and what they had to endure to attain that power. And I fell in love with that. I went back and watched it a couple times the first time I seen it. I was like, dude, this is good. Like this is really good. Like nobody's doing this, man. Like maybe like in Bleach they kind of did with Ichigo to some extent, but there were
Yeah.
plenty of other times where he also had huge ass pulls. Everybody knows that. Extra
Yeah.
hollow transformations. His mother is a Quincy and his dad is a. It doesn't matter. Watch the series.
Yeah. Bleach. Let's not go down that road right now.
It's good. It's just he's ass pull king. If I ever did see one, Steven, you
I'll
never
agree
even
to
seen
that.
Bleach, have you?
No, you told me not to. Someone told me
Never?
not to.
I definitely didn't tell you not to. We can make fun
Not
of
to watch.
Bleach, but like you have to
Well, I
watch
mean,
Bleach in order to make fun of it. You got to earn
What?
that.
Well, whenever you make fun of Bleach and you say nothing good about Bleach, why would I watch it?
No, Bleach is great, but it's just good to make fun of. I'm wearing a Dragon Ball Z shirt, and I've done nothing but take shots at them and their fans this entire podcast.
Everyone's a fan of Dragon Ball Z. It's easy to be a fan of Dragon Ball Z.
That's not true. A lot of people absolutely hate Dragon Ball Z.
I think people hate
No,
what Dragon Ball Z became. Like, it was a great story about, like one central character. And then it became, it was a Goku show after a while. Like it was all him all day when we really wanted to see Gohan, go far. But let's stay on topic.
Yeah, that's because Toriyama sucks at writing. He makes everything difficult. I said what I said.
Yeah, you want to fist fight him, don't you? You can't go a show without blasting him. Show me on this doll where he hurt you.
What would happen if you saw Toriyama in the streets?
I'd probably have to swing on him, but I'd have to dress up as a character that he writes badly, just so he knows. Gohan? I'll dress up as Gohan.
Ultimate poetic justice. I love it.
It's the only way to
come
get
up. Hey, where's his glasses?
So, all right, guys, we've touched base on a couple of things lightly. I'd like to get a little bit more in depth with some stuff, though.
Okay.
So,
fire away.
I'd like to know, how did you guys feel at the end of the entire like Marineford arc? Because that was really seriously emotional.
Man, that was. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, can we talk about it? Ace's death like really, really got me. Like, there's no way that doesn't hit you.
No, Ace
and I feel like his
Steve.
death is common knowledge, right? In the anime community, even if you haven't seen One Piece, it's out there. You've seen it. I mean, I was getting close, and Tino kept bothering me. Did you get there yet? Oh man, when you get to this
did you
point,
bawl your eyes out yet?
and
Dude,
I was like, man,
I did.
Yeah,
I
I'm like,
teared
this is
up.
gonna be
I
bad.
needed a minute. Like I shut down. I got off the interwebs for like a day or two. Like, dude, it sucked. And
Everyone remembers the day we figured out that magma was hotter than fire. Yeah.
It was rough. It was rough, and since
man,
I knew it was coming, he had like a near death in that battle, and he was fine. And I'm like, all right, it's not
hmm
happening yet. Then he just got cleared, and then I'm like, man, this is rough. And then the way Luffy reacted to it, like they put in a lot of time to make him look human, so that every single person watching can relate to this dude. He wasn't just like tears, I miss you, I love you. It was really like hysterically emotional,
I
and they
mean, he
let that
went to
go
hell and
for
back to try to prevent it.
he did.
yeah.
He absolutely did. And by the time he got there, I mean, he damn near was revived from borderline death like twice
Yeah.
during that journey. And by the time he made it to the battle, he was so exhausted, pumped up off of all sorts of things. I don't want to, totally ruin the plot in order to
Right.
keep him going. And he was virtually useless. Our main protagonist at this point is useless. He's surrounded by people who are, high level. Arguably, Luffy can stand toe to toe. Maybe not at that time,
Let's
but
just say it. He was outclassed.
he was, but he was also beyond exhausted. I mean, even the peons were giving him a hard time at this point. Like he had nothing left, and just the look in his eyes, like you really felt the desperation. And when you finally get to Ace, who had pretty much come to terms with what was happening for the last 100 episodes, and he sees Luffy out there doing what he's doing, and Ace kind of decides, you know what? I want to live. I want to live. You know what? Fuck it. I want to live. And when it doesn't go that way, and it doesn't even get there yet. Like first, you got to deal with everything that happens with Whitebeard. You
Oh
know,
yeah. Let's not
so
forget.
because you meet Whitebeard, and within those 100 episodes, you find out what he's about, what he's capable of, and you find out why Ace calls him father, and they just they build you up to where like you're feeling something for Ace in ways you didn't before. You're feeling something for Whitebeard. You're understanding the relationship between Whitebeard and Ace's father, which makes it that much better.
hmm
Like, so you know what I mean? Because like, yeah, okay, Ace's dad was a dick, but he was the legend amongst legends. He's at the top tier.
The
But
King of
Whitebeard was like,
Kings.
absolutely, and
They
Whitebeard
had
still took him
they
in.
had two backstories for Ace in this arc, didn't they?
Yeah,
Like
they
one
did.
after another. Him with Whitebeard, and then why they were kids. So by the time it got back to Ace, all chained up,
Well,
you knew this guy better than, or as good as you knew the rest of the crew.
well, no, that was actually Salt in the Wound. So they had one huge backstory, but after his death, and they finally leave, Marineford, everything settles down.
Oh,
Then
that's
they
right.
go.
There's a flashback. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that hurts so much more because you have Luffy who's hysterical and just he's crying, he's screaming, he can't even use fucking words, he's just broken. And then they go into that flashback and they're all kids and they show them meeting for the first time, and it's just like, dude, I the only anime that's ever like hit me pretty hard emotionally was probably when Naruto met his parents for the first time. Like
Ooh, that
that
was a good
hurt.
one.
Yeah,
That was
like not even necessarily their death, but just like when he met like Minato for the first time and he punches him in the gut, and I'm just like, Jesus, man, like this, I feel all of this. But this One Piece, like, that's some
Like
next level shit.
Ace's
And
death even had
nobody.
me, feeling for Garp at that time.
Yeah,
Because Garp looked after him when he was a kid. He wanted Ace to go a certain way. He knew, who Ace's father was. He still, took care of him all those years. And even see him go down that wrong path. Like when Ace died, like Garp, you could see it on his face. Like all that
Oh
emotion
yeah,
was just like
I got
tears
goosebumps.
you up.
Goosebumps when he was face down and Son Goku was holding his head down, and he's like, "You better hold me here, because if you let me up, I'm gonna kill him."
Mm-hmm.
And it was what's his name? The magma dude?
Akainu.
Akainu.
Yeah. So while he
Yeah.
was beating on Ace, he was like, "You better hold me down." And like One Piece, nobody knows about this unless they actually watched it. I mean, how long when Usopp and Luffy fought? I think it was at Water 7 where they
Yeah,
fought.
that was
It
Water
got
7.
real serious. Where
That was
Usopp was just
yeah, that hurt.
he was just a clown, and he all of a sudden he just got really serious. He got really determined. And then you got two people that are always clowning around. Luffy's putting his foot down and he doesn't like it. So they get into this fight. They plan this fight, and they're actually, it looks like they're trying to kill each other, and it's really serious. And then when they walk away from each other, it's like what happened here? I thought it was watching this anime that was fun, lighthearted. You get to see battles, and all of a sudden they give you all these feels that no one knows about unless they they work for it.
Oh no, One Piece can get super real in like so
Yeah.
many ways. Like, I mean, there was the entire genocide of a culture on an island. Let's not forget about that. Like, Robin's backstory has to be some of the saddest shit I've ever heard. Like, that's when you really find out how dirty the world government is. Like,
It was.
dude-
I'll agree, but it just the only reason that one didn't hit me as hard because like it's definitely messed up for sure.
oh
But
yeah,
they also kind of skim through it quickly. You know, a couple episodes, they reflect, you feel it, and they bounce out. So I wouldn't say it holds the same weight as the other things. I'm not saying that you're saying that, but
I mean, I won't forget. Like, I won't forget them, getting rid of an entire island of archaeologists just for looking into the 100-year void that they don't want anybody to know about. And some shady shit went down there.
oh yeah, they don't want you to think, man.
hmm
Obviously, out here destroying. But I mean, and that raises another good point though. So like, while all these things are going on, and you have these individual adventures where something's happening, there's some character involved. Now Luffy's involved, trying to help this character from the big event that's happening against a bunch of bad people. Because it kind of has the same pattern in a lot of ways. They'll go to a new area, and some guy's in charge, and then Luffy steps in and intervenes and refuses to back down, either by himself or with his crew. And when the dust settles, he typically has a new crew member or at least a new ally. That's pretty much it. But then in the backstory, there's a lot of bigger stuff going on. Like, what the hell happened
yeah.
with the world government to make them do what they're doing, and what happened with that initial war, so to speak, with all those like weapons that the archaeologists were trying to get information on, and why
Oh
did the
yeah, those
government
three
stop
ancient
to it?
weapons. Even though we know two of them now.
We do.
Yeah.
We absolutely do. But like, for me being a fan of lore, like, man, I was just like, my limiter was like here. I was like, oh, what's going on? What's happening? And like, One Piece does a really amazing job at pissing me off, because with all this cool story going on, like, I want to know like the big picture, and they're just like, nah, here's a little
Now,
bit.
I gotta say I'm the same way. Like, they give you little snippets along the way, and it just makes you stay a fan because you want to know what's going on in the background. Like, you want to know how like the world government and the celestial beings or whatever they're called,
Yep.
how they came into power and how they kept power. And again, that 100-year void, we have to know what happened at some point, right?
Right? Okay. I'm a fan of you now because you're talking about shit that I like. Steven wouldn't care at all about this. Steven likes immediate
Celestial
battles.
dragons, by the way, right? So we're talking
Celestial dragons. There we go. Yes.
Yeah. Did you guys even watch the show? Come on.
I
All right,
I
I'll
don't know
take
if
that. It was a flood.
that's not enough to redeem yourself, Steven.
But
Because
I think like
you said Graybeard like 5 times, and I'm still blown.
We let it happen a good 3 times before
why
we
is it,
corrected you.
he's so old. He's so old. I don't know why it wouldn't be Graybeard. That's but
It's gray first and
you
then
know,
white.
like Wes said, this anime makes you work for the experience. This is why I say Dragon Ball Z fans, it's simple to become a fan. It literally takes nothing. Like if you show someone something on Super, they're gonna call it Dragon Ball Z. If they're super casual,
Yeah.
everything's Dragon Ball Z that has to do with spiky hair. Kingdom Hearts, Dragon Ball Z. Everything is that. But something like One Piece, you got to sit down and you got to tolerate how slow it is, and then you get the reward. So it's delayed gratification, but it's great delayed gratification. This is a great anime, and I'm only at 575. I'm probably not even halfway, if you think about it.
Oh, you got a long road ahead of you, and
Yeah.
I'm just saying, enjoy it.
Yeah, and now all the dub characters are dead. I got to go for all the clicks and whistles now because that's all that's available to me. So I'm not gonna wait.
Funimation does pull like once or twice a year about 12 to 25 episodes, depending on what they're doing at a time, and they've been having their voice actor team take over it and then re-release dubs. Technically, they're releasing the DVD box sets, but then it comes out for streaming. So, if you're a bigger fan of the dub, if you just kind of wait on it, take a break from it, I guarantee you in the next couple months, or at least by mid-spring, and this spring
You don't
we're
have that
gonna
kind
have
of patience.
another set.
Go for the
Right,
sub.
exactly. I think I'm still waiting for a Shippuden dub towards the end of it.
Well, let me be clear though. I'm talking
Ooh.
to Steven because Steven has a lot of shit that he needs to finish. So Bleach,
Just
you haven't
One
watched
Piece?
Bleach yet.
I'm
You
not
haven't
gonna
watched
watch
Bleach.
I haven't
You've
watched
never
Bleach.
seen Cowboy Bebop. You've never seen?
You've never
I've
seen
seen
Cowboy
Cowboy
Bebop?
Bebop.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
have.
of it?
That's in my
I was
Toonami
gonna
days.
call you
You
out.
misspoke.
Have you seen Guyver?
I did. It was trash.
Guyver's one.
I'll
Guyver's
admit
one.
I haven't seen Guyver. I'll take that hit.
It's only about 27
Yeah.
episodes. Are you caught up on Black Clover?
Oh yes, Black
I
Clover.
forgot about Black Clover until you just said it to me. Goblin
Oh my
Slayer. I'm
God.
watching Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer is like 13
It's 12
episodes.
episodes.
Yeah. And
I
I just
finished
wanna
that
get
in
away from
like
the
3
fact that
days.
Wesley, did
I
you check
completely
out the
forgot
Goblin
about
Slayer
Black Clover.
manga?
Not yet. It's on my list. I just got caught up with Attack on Titan.
Okay, fair enough. I finished the manga at maybe about 32 episodes. It's solid, man. Like just check it out. Check it
More
out.
Goblin Slaying.
Well, they show
you
you a
even
couple
finish,
things that they haven't made it yet.
Did you finish Seven Deadly Sins, Tino?
Yeah. Like months
think-
ago.
Did you watch the movie?
Yeah.
You didn't even mention that you watched the movie. Why don't we do a show about the movie? The movie was good.
Because we had other stuff going on. We're busy. Stop trying to pull the 3 things you did do and use that against me. It's not
I
gonna work.
don't- you always tell me what you finished. I don't think
sees
you
right
finished
through
Seven
you.
Deadly Sins.
You see how cowards do that, and that ain't you. You know what that quote is?
Hold on.
Come on. Come
Just
on.
give me 10.
I bet Wesley knows.
Oh man, I don't want to disappoint you. It sounds
Rocky.
familiar as hell,
Rocky.
but it's like
It is Rocky. It is
okay,
Rocky.
Rocky. It's been a long time since I've seen the original Rocky.
Oh Jesus! Have you checked out Kingdom Hearts yet?
Yeah. I pulled myself away to do this podcast right now. I'm about I would say like 22 hours in. I'm trying to take my time with it, enjoy it.
So I'm at the whole podcast team has beat it, but now I finally have the freedom to go back and play it the way that I'd like to, as opposed to like rushing and lightly going back. I'm probably about 54 hours in. I just got the Ultima weapon. And, I've got all the lucky emblems. I've got the most powerful weapon for Donald, Goofy. Like, dude, my shit is tight. So as soon as they come out with an update, like I'm there.
Yeah, I'm that kind of completionist too, but work and real life get in the way, so I'll get to it eventually, but I'm gonna enjoy the ride.
Oh no, I played about 14 hours straight today. I don't have any kids.
Well, neither do I, but still.
So it makes everything that much better.
When are you
Now,
going to
we're
come back
pretty
to
much-
Smash? One more thing. When are you going to come back to Smash?
I'm probably
You send me
not.
Jay. I know Jay's listening to this. He's not good enough to fight me. He's just not good enough. He uses Diddy Kong.
Okay.
You got that game. You spent 50 on it, and you haven't played it like twice.
Well, Jump Force comes out next week, so
Oof. I kind of hope I win the raffle for Jump Force. Can't lie.
Yeah, me too.
I would love that game.
man, and you very
I mean, I'll eventually end up buying it myself, but it'd be nice to win it for free.
hell yeah,
Nothing
would
like
be.
that free 99.
I never win anything. I always try with like the Funko Pops. We do a lot of those for giveaways, like honestly, like almost monthly at this point. I never win anything. I always see the coolest stuff. Never win. I never win.
That means you do.
One of these days, man. One of these days, you guys will see. I'll get one of those pops that's worth like $1,000. Speaking of Funko, I think they're suing somebody right now. Like Mystery Box or something like that. I forget what the company is, but the whole idea behind it is they put a bunch of crap in a box, nerd-related stuff, and they've been pretty much using Funko to like push it, like, hey, you might get a pop. But like they've just been slapping their logo on everything as if they are Funko, and they had enough of their shit, and now they're suing them. For
Well, I can see
some
that.
nerd-related news. I don't know. I
see
think
that.
Funko's tripping. You know what I mean? If that company is paying for the shit and then puts it into a box for, to give people a chance to win it, I really don't think that, they have the grounds to sue them. But they're doing it.
It seems
so
petty.
It is.
Depends how much money they're making off their product. They're making too much money off their product. It has to be just. They got to pay Funko. They got to pay them more, or they got to use them less.
Well, shit, we could jump on the bandwagon and start selling mystery boxes. Fuck it.
Ooh. I don't.
But,
I never win. I never win from body snatchers.
You don't get to win, and you're rambling
Yeah.
now, and I'm not gonna have it on this show. So, like I
Okay,
was
Story
saying,
of my life.
we're getting very, very close to time. So, on that note, is there anything, why you guys are on the air and we're talking about One Piece? that you would like to end this show on. Anything that you think is important for fans, current fans, new fans, whatever have you.
I need a second.
Well, I just want to tell people that I know you see that the show gets a bad rep. You know how anime works. You got to go through a couple episodes to get invested. This is a really good anime. And don't play stupid. You know why it's in the top featured every time you go to an anime website, you go to a streaming website for anime. One Piece is always up there. Why? On accident? No, because it's actually really good. So as an anime fan, you got to put your time into it. And don't worry about the manga or sub and dub or anything like that. Just start watching it and just jump into the story. You deserve it. You want a good story? We just gave you one. Watch One Piece if you haven't. Wes?
And, just to piggyback on that, it is, a story worth getting into. You got to pay your dues and just enjoy the ride. Like, I mean, there'll be certain parts where you're just like, I don't know why this is important, but you'll find out later and it'll just make the story that much richer for you.
He's right. And I guess my final word on that be, if you don't want to watch One Piece because you think it looks funny or you don't want to, then fuck you. Don't watch
Get that Keyblade out my face.
One Piece doesn't deserve you. That's what I think. All us One Piece fans, we'll sit together and we'll have a good time and we'll enjoy this series and all the emotions that follow, and you can just keep watching Dragon Ball Z and you can stay in your one lane if you don't want to open up.
And we'll be better than you. That's what we'll be.
Oh, like that Family Guy picture where it's like, all you One Piece fans think you're better than me. And then it's like Luffy and Zoro and Nami all dressed up in like sophisticated hats in the living room, like looking back at Goku. Has nobody seen
some
that
dude
meme?
with his net zero internet?
I've seen the similar memes, but not that one particular.
It's not really a meme. I actually just made that up, but I can make it one. I could.
You could.
I might.
Do it.
Tino, it doesn't matter how much you work out. I can cut you clean in half with this Keyblade. Just so you know, every
With
time you
that
do your
thing?
cardio.
It's
Yeah,
magic.
it's steel.
All
That
right.
too.
Well, on that note, we're going to go ahead and end the show. So thank you guys for tuning in. Wesley, thank you for joining us. Definitely appreciate you having you on the show and just getting some insight with everything that you think, feel about all this, because it matters. You're a fan.
No, it's been a pleasure. If you ever need me back for any other shows, I'd be more than happy to.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
I think we'll probably have you on much sooner than you think so that you can make fun of Steven one more time. That brought me immense joy.
It was just one thing.
When you see it out there, you got to grab it.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll jump on a polar opposite topic so you can have a little bit of fun with it, Yeah,
Okay.
we'll make
yeah,
it.
fair enough.
So, all right, guys, we'll head over to bodysnatcherspodcast.com. Check us out in all the social media links. Join the Patreon account. You can be like Wesley, get a chance to be on the show. It's a lot of fun on here. We can bullshit and kind of say whatever we want to say. It's awesome. And you also have a chance to win monthly prizes. And I should add that those prizes are raffles that we do, you're only competing against other Patreon members, which is pretty dope. So your chances of winning are like very, very high. We have,
And you don't have to do nothing. You're just automatically in them.
I think there's close to 20 Patreon members, and it doesn't matter if you're, on the $1 account or you're on the $25 account, whatever it is that you're doing, it's equal. So we've had some people win twice already. Actually, I've got to announce the next winner tonight or tomorrow. I'm behind. So we'll have
Cross
a
my
winner soon.
fingers.
So, all right, guys, take care.
All right.
Bye.